Hi everybody, this is Phillip Guan, CPA. Welcome to online classes to teach you how to prepare tax return. And this is class number 2. Yesterday we talked the classes and talking about head of household, a person who's unmarried and raise a kid and working, have a full-time job, and also sending a 6-year-old kid to daycare center. So we learn how to fill out head of household, and we also have the Q&A questions to answer head of household questions. We also learn how to do the child care, which is 2441, right? The form. And we also learn how to figure out the earned income credit. So I also add the bonus of the state of California tax return. So now today, we're going to go to class 2. The class 2 of it, we are going to show it to you, okay? So I'm going to share screen with you in a minute, but before I share screen, I need to find those information for you first. So that I'm at full screen. So I find the information for you. So that way, you are going to have an opportunity to listen to the trade accounting training, but I also explain it to you in more details. Okay. I have a very busy schedule today, so therefore, today it doesn't have time to really prepare for you guys. I taught these classes for many times, so it's going to be fun. Okay. Let me see. It's logging in. Okay. Once I log in, I'm going to share my screen. I'm not sharing my screen right now, but I will in a very short. I'm logging in the trade tax software to support online systems. So that tells you how to prepare it. Is done it by the trade tax software. They've done a great job. So I want you to watch it first, and then I will explain it to you. It's a pretty short version of it. Okay. I'm going to begin to share screen so that way you at least get some familiar with the information. Now, right in front of you, you're seeing my screen right now? Can you see my screen? Jen?
Yeah,
can you see
I
okay,
yes.
Very good, very good. Brian, you can always keep your on, and then you can answer my question if you want to. Okay, or any one of you as well. So now in here, inside the trade accounting support system, there is a very good training, and they will give you all different kind of training, which include the on-demand training, which is pretty cool. And for example, like in here, there is a different kind of training. It's webinar, but it's already recording. It tells you, for example, data entry in here, in launch in here, which is not, we're not going to talk it today. So this one tells you every single different item. They are English and Spanish. That's why you know. So now, the one that we are learning is like here. expected return. We talked number 1 yesterday. Now here's what we're going to do. Number 2. Let's look at the scenarios. The scenario of this one, which you are going to learn it repeated. As a matter of fact, the number 2 classes is even easier than yesterday's classes. Okay, so this is number W2 is the same as last year. I mean, same as yesterday. There's a health insurance, same. Now, the new thing to add on it is the interest and dividend, and also sell the stock. So now, in here, they're going to tell you all the information. Then in the trade accounting video, you're going to repeat the same thing. So I'm not going to go through one more time, so that way you repeat 2 times. Okay. So this is the basic information. Now, the actual W2, it doesn't look like this way, but they have the W2 information. The actual 1099 INT is not look like this way as well. And this is the 1099 dividends. This is the stock sales. So now, here's how at the end of the day, when you finish the tax return, it's going to look like this. Pretty interesting name, isn't it? Bumblebee. Now here's what it's going to look like. There's a question. That's W2. And then there's interest. Ooh, this one. Believe me or not, the trade accounting, did we recognize it? The shows 2022. You see it? Yesterday was still 2021, isn't it? Now, to the best of my knowledge, the 2022 tax fraud software is not available for me to download yet. Can you see it? So I think they had a time to update those, but they're still the same. So we are still using 2021. Okay, but to be my surprise, they already have that. But because they are the software company, yeah, they do have it. They have, but they just don't release yet. Okay, it's good to know. It doesn't change much. Can you see it? The 2022 tax return outlook very similar like 2021. It doesn't change much. The one major thing changes is when you get the standard deduction in 2021, you still can have that charitable donation deduction, and that is not going to have it in 2022. So now let's go back to here. Go back to here. This tutorial. I'm going to play. Oh, I need to hit the sounds, surrender sounds. Right here, share sounds. So that way you're going to have a better dose. We just add this one in. Lately.
Practice Return 2, 1040 Individual Tax Return. In this scenario, practice entering a 1040 individual tax return in Drake Tax 2021. Data entry for this return includes Form W-2 income, healthcare coverage, income reported on Forms 1099 INT and 1099 DIV, as well as sale of stock reported on 1099-B. Use the scenario information provided in Practice 2 to complete the return. The scenario includes answers provided from the taxpayer's questionnaire and source document details. Before creating the tax return, review the taxpayer's information. Bumblebee is single and lives in San Antonio, Texas. He is employed full-time and is a U.S. citizen. He is not the qualifying child or dependent of anyone else. He provided a copy of his Texas driver's license. In addition to the W-2 received from his employer, Bumble sold some stock and received Form 1099-B. He had no interest in foreign accounts, and he did not receive, send, or exchange any virtual currency in 2021. He did receive the third economic stimulus payment of $1,400. Scrolling down the document, you will also notice in the healthcare section, Bumble was covered by healthcare insurance for the entire year. Form 1095-A was not provided. From the Drake Tax home window, click the Open Create button to start a new return. Enter the taxpayer's identification number and press Enter, or click OK. Choose Yes to start a new return. Choose the return type to create. In this case, Individual Form 1040 is the default selection. Enter the taxpayer's name and select OK. The return opens to Screen 1, the Name, Address, and General Information screen. Based off the information provided, complete Screen 1. Bumblebee's filing status is single. Choose the single filing status from the drop list. Tip: press F1 to display help for the selected data entry field. Note in this case, details about filing statuses. Press Tab on your keyboard to move through the fields. Enter the taxpayer's date of birth, occupation, and contact information. Select 0 in the resident state field, as this practice return is not covering state information. Bumble provided a copy of his state-issued photo ID. Select the ID link on the name and address screen to enter the ID information. After entering the ID information, press the Escape key on your keyboard to return to the name and address screen. For 2021, all taxpayers are required to answer foreign account and virtual currency questions. Based on the taxpayer questionnaire, Bumble did not have any interest or authority over any foreign accounts or foreign trust, and he did not receive, sell, exchange, or otherwise dispose of any financial interest in any virtual currency. He also stated he received a total of $1,400 for the economic stimulus payment. Answer each of the foreign account and virtual currency questions on the name and address screen. Select the screen link, Recovery Rebate EIP, to enter information on the RRC screen for the recovery rebate. After completing the applicable fields on the RRC screen, press Escape on your keyboard to return to Screen 1. Use the HC link on the name and address screen to toggle to the healthcare screen. Bumble provided this information in the healthcare information section of the taxpayer questionnaire. After answering yes to the healthcare question, press the Escape key on your keyboard to return to Screen 1, name and address. Note, links to the direct deposit screen for returns with a refund or electronic funds withdrawal for returns with a balance due are available here on screen 1 as well. Note that links provide the ability to quickly toggle between data entry screens. All screens are available from the data entry menu. Press Escape on your keyboard to save and exit the name and address screen. This takes you to the data entry menu for this return. Based off the taxpayer's questionnaire, Bumble's income originated from a variety of sources, including Form W-2, 1099 INT, Form 1099 DIV, and Form 1099-B. To enter the taxpayer's W-2 information, select the Wages screen, or enter the screen code W-2 in the selector field and press Enter. If the W-2 being entered has more than 4 lines for boxes 12, 14, or more than 4 states, select the Additional Entries tab at the top of the screen W-2. Note, to learn more about entering multiple state W-2s, select the hyperlink at the top of the screen to view a short video tutorial. While not needed in this scenario, pressing page down produces an additional W-2 screen. Press Escape on your keyboard to close the Wages screen. To enter interest income from Form 1099 INT, select 1099 INT from the Data Entry menu, or enter screen code INT in the selector field and press Enter. Enter the information provided from the scenario. Use the optional screen link at the top of the screen to quickly toggle between screens INT for 1099 interest income and DIV for 1099 dividend income. When finished with this screen, press Escape on your keyboard to exit. To enter dividend income from Form 1099 DIV, select 1099 DIV from the Data Entry menu, or enter screen code DIV in the selector field and press Enter. Enter the 1099 dividend income information from the scenario. Press the Escape key to exit the screen. Next, enter the information regarding stocks that Bumble sold, which were reported on Form 1099-B. Enter 8949 in the selector field and press Enter, or click the Income tab and then select screen 8949. Enter the information for Form 1099-B from the taxpayer's questionnaire. There are several options to report the details of stock transactions. There is also an 8949 import tool in Drake Tax. To learn more about these features, select the video tutorials at the top of screen 8949. It is normal for 1099s to be in a consolidated 1099 statement if the forms are all from the same financial institution. The consolidated 1099 includes 1099 DIV, 1099 INT, and 1099-B in the same document. To help quickly navigate between these screens, use the links at the top of the data entry screen. Press Escape on the keyboard to return to data entry for this return. To view a quick summary of return results from any screen, press Ctrl-C or select Calculate from the toolbar. Press the Escape key on the keyboard to quickly navigate back to data entry. To view the return, press Ctrl-V from any screen, or select View Print from the toolbar. To return to data entry, press Escape on the keyboard or select Data Entry from the toolbar. Diagnostics can be viewed from either Calculate or View. Compare your results with Practice to Solution. This completes the demonstration of Practice Return 2.
Pretty good. 10 minutes. 10 minutes with is planned. In the actual tax return, when you do it, you don't even need 10 minutes to finish this tax return. If you know how Phil said. So I'm going to stop the sharing because I want to make sure my client's confidential is not show it up, and then I want to get it into the right places, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Okay, I'm going to enable privacy. Any one of you remember what is the EIN of this tax return? I mean, social tax ID number. Here is the answer. Here's the answer. Okay, the answer is right here. Normally, it's a social or tax ID. Okay. So now, when you create a tax return, you use these numbers. Okay. So here's how I'm going to split the screen. Right here on the top, there's a plus on the corner. Up next to it, right there. You see the curve on it in the middle? Let go. And then I'm going to go to choose this one. I enable the privacy so that way it won't show all my other clients. So when you disable it, and then all the list of the clients in the comes. So now this is is 400006002. So in here, open 400006002. So now I'm going to enlarge this one so that way you can see it. Do you see it? On the top, the different tabs. Any tab with blue color, that means there's an input into it, like general. You see those blue section? That means something happened in there. Income has been input in here. Credit and some other information. Well, because we have the last year information. So now, the first thing first. Let me ask you these questions. 1 to 5. What should we choose? Brian, what are we going to use? One, single, two, married.
Would be 1.
Yes, number 1. This is a single person. Now, this is social. This is a first name. This is a last name. This is a birthday. And this is occupation. And some people have their middle name, and some people have their special at the end of their name. So now, here, if you want to print in your tax return, most of the time easily is a cell phone. Okay. Now, if those information that is the email, this must be input. Even there's a cell phone there, if they're the same, you just copy the same in here, because in the future field, some link to the daytime phone number. When you miss it, it doesn't let you to do e-filing. Now, sometimes when you're also dependent on others, you need to check this box. In this situation, it's not. For example, like a college student go to college and working part-time, and this will need to be checked. If they're full-time student, check here too. Okay, now, in these cases, we don't need to fill anything in here. The ID is in here. I have been changed it to state of California. It was Texas. So I want to show you the state of California. So I changed it to our zip code. So those two, I should purposely change it. Now, this person have received a 1,400. Well, so far in the 2022, we have not received any money from IRS. So the year of 2022, we are going to prepare. We are most likely we're not going to have this. Okay, unless we get a surprise. Okay, so now those are direct deposit and direct withdrawal. So now in here, a foreign income. Check this one, say they don't have any foreign asset, need to report it. If they have 10,000 or more in the bank account outside US, this one tell they don't have any virtual currency trading. When I'm saying trading is show, because when you buy, normally you don't need to put it in a tax return. Stock the same thing. When you show, that's where you're going to report it. Now, this is health insurance. For federal, it no longer matters because it used to be need to be paid a penalty if you don't have health insurance before. And 2018, they changed the rule. For federal, it doesn't matter. But state of California does. But just for the sake of information, you should put it in. But it doesn't matter. If you have a cover California for health insurance, in here, you need to fill out this form. Besides, check this box right here. You need to fill this form. And one 1095A, which you're going to calculate it, whether or not you're going to get more money back from Uncle Sam, or you need to pay back. Because the California, when you first buy it, you estimate it, how much you pay. And they also based on your estimate income to give your estimate credit. And then at the end of the year, you do the tax return. So that's why when someone apply for the health insurance like California, especially when somebody, unfortunately, let's say lost a job. Let's say when you have 2022 still have a job, and then at the end of 2022, somebody lost a job. And then when you apply for Cover California, you're using your expecting 2023 income. not your 2022 show up in the tax return. Now, state of California. State of California, there's two phases you need to check. There's the tax. We normally don't use the use tax, but you could have an option to use the use tax. But in this situation, we're not going to use it. The second thing, which is health insurance. State of California matters. If you don't have this checkbox, they figure out a penalty for you. Now, if you have a cover California, you need to fill this form, 3895. If they have cover California, they will bring those two forms. If they don't, you ask them to ask their agent or they ask themselves to log in to download it. So now, the very first things in here to input is the income, the W-2. The W-2 is straightforward, isn't it? Right? Just put it in. In this situation, box 1, 3, and 5, they're the same, but not all the cases. This tax software, when you put line 1 in, let's say I change it to 50K, 3 and 5, they automatically plot as line 1. So in a lot of cases, they're different. For example, if you have 401k, let's say you put 5K in 401k, so where you can find it, line 12, right here. Where's the 401k, right here? D like David. Let's say you put 10% in there. What's gonna happen? Here's what's gonna happen. The taxable amount is only this. Now, however, your Social Security still need to pay it. So what that means is the 401k amount, you don't need to pay income tax for this year, yet those Social Security and other things already paid. Okay. So go back to our original sample like this, and we don't have this as well. Any question in here? I think they're straightforward, isn't it? So escape. This is the dividend. So basically, the first one is the EIN number, the name of the bank, or stockbrokers address. Normally, in this tax software, you don't need to put the city. After you put this in, you just put the pops. So this account number is optional, especially when people have a lot of bank accounts. It's good to identify. And then when you repeat client, you get the tax organizer, they're gonna have all the cool things in there. So this is the ordinary dividend, and this is a qualified dividend. Why is that? Well, the qualified dividend pay less tax. Out of that, so this is how much dividend they have. Anyone know? This person, in total, does this person have 1,400 or 800 or 600 of a dividend? Who knows the answer? When you see the form like this,
would it be 600 since it's the qualifying dividend?
yes, the 600 is a qualified dividend. Ordinary dividend is 800. My question to any one of you is, does Bumblebee have the total of 1,400 or 800 or 600 dividends? Who want to take a guess? 600. No. Who want to give a second try?
1400.
No.
Okay,
One-
800.
So here's the correct answer. The correct answer, the number you highlighted. The total dividend this person from this band is 800. Out of this 800, the 600 is qualified dividend, which pay less tax. Okay. Good to know it, right? Like for example, when you in the tax return, it show like this. It's shown in different places. Like here, 1040. You see 3A, and do you see in the far right is the total. It means out of this 800, there's 600 is qualified dividend. So here you don't know, you cannot tell, but this software is pretty cool. They can actually in the miscellaneous bottom, they actually can tell you how the tax calculated. Okay. So there is, so you can actually see how you actually can get the tax, how much you get in tax, and also now here first is the dividend, this is a dividend, this interest, this the W2, this is withholding. Now here's a tax calculation. Now in here, if you use a normal tax form, that's your tax. If you use a special favorable tax for qualified dividend as well as capital gain, you pay less tax. You got it? So if you're a taxpayer, which one you like to pay? Would you like to pay for 3422 or would you like to pay for 3674?
3422.
Yes, the law said you only required to pay. The law require you to pay the minimum tax that you require to pay. The law allow you to take this special qualified dividend as well as capital gain at the lower tax bracket. Pretty cool, huh? So now in here, they have they tells you all the special deal, how they actually pretty good. If you want to know more detail about, like here, they tells you how the special tax calculated. So now, hey, by the way, you don't need to calculate those things, just for your information. Especially when you study accounting, you know how they works, okay? How the tax different. Got it? Now this is the qualified dividend right here. It's under here. After the tax computation, right here. Okay. Now, dividend is simple, right? You just put it in. And interest is even simpler because there's no qualified interest. Okay. Interest just straight out like this. Well, there is a tax exempt interest, like here. When you click somewhere, they highlight it. That's pretty cool. You won't screw up. Now, in this special cases, there's no tax exempt. Let me put 500 in there. just for illustration purpose. So this 500 is going to show in there, but there's no income tax. Did I move like 522? Now let me get rid of that tax exempt interest. Save. 522. Do you see it? So whether or not I put that 500 tax exempt interest in, it doesn't matter for the federal income tax because it's federal tax exempt. Hey, listen to me carefully. It's federal tax exempt. That doesn't mean state of California don't got you. Okay. Now we are talking about federal. Now let me put in there first. Right here. Now, tax exempt here, municipal amount, and you need to put in here. So let's put 500. Let me show you where you're going to show. You're going to show in like here. So let me ask a tricky question. This person, what is the total interest income? I warn you, this is a tricky question. How much is the total interest income for this person right now at this moment?
Would it be 1,100?
No,
No.
I'm asking.
2,500
No,
interest.
no. Okay. Third try. Now, do you see this 2 check mark in there? This person have a tax exempt interest of 500 and taxable interest of 2,500. My question is, how much this person have a total interest?
2,000.
No,
3,000.
it's
3,000.
3,000.
Is
It's 3,000. Is this plus
oh,
this?
yeah.
So this for the 2 and 3 are different way. So in the 3B is included 3A is included 3B. The 2A does not include 2B. Got it? Okay. That's good though. It's good to know it. Now, when you have an interest, so let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And then how about somebody got a dividend? And also and they have some foreign income tax pay. Let's say outside US, there's there are some dividend get it from there, and they pay $20 of foreign interest, foreign tax. $20 foreign tax. So you don't just put in here. When you put $20 in here, like this, it doesn't show. You're gonna ask it, gee, I know it's there, it's show it up there, but how come it doesn't show up in a 1040? Like there. It doesn't show up in here. Do you see it? The $20, it does not show up in here. Why? Because we did not put it in the right way. So this $20 is not like this. You got to put in that 1116. Like that. Double click in there. You have to choose this and type your income. Normally, let's say, pass it, and then person depends on where you are. Let's say if this 4 is coming from, just for example, okay, anywhere. It could be anywhere, right? It could be anywhere. Let's say this is coming from China. And then now in here, you can say, just copy this. Now, for example, if you have $100 of that foreign income, and then you pay $20 as a US dollars, okay, equivalent to US dollars in this side. When you pay it, well, you pay in December 31st. We're using 2021 tax software. If you feel like this, okay, you close it or you escape it. You escape it. Now, let's say review. The form that we fill out is like, you remember the form? Got $20 in here, and then there are more and more that don't worry about in there. But let's go to 1040. Now, do you see schedule 3? Schedule 3. There's a foreign tax credit. Now, there's a limitation in here. There's a limitation inside this form from that $20, and then eventually get it to this is the total $20, but you only can deduct it in this year $8, $12 is going to carry over. Okay, that's what. So all you need to do is fill out the right number in this form. The last, the carry over, whatever, whether or not you can use them all, is going to be, everything's going to be here. So now, any questions? Any one of you can ask me questions right now.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. If part of the, if the part of his W-2 income is from California, and then part of it is from Texas, something like that, because Texas has no state tax, right? Income tax. What should we do?
Okay, let's say, and this person working for the same company, and then they happen to have some branch in Texas and sometimes branches in California. Now, let's say half and half, let's say easy, make life easy, okay? Now, 20K is state of California. And then, let me see Texas, see whether or not there's Texas in here. Yeah, you can still put in Texas in here. Do you see it? Yeah, here. That's how you put it in. You just happen you don't have the state tax withholding. So they may have some code. Okay, for example, whatever code it's gonna show in the W2. So let me show you what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like this. In the 1040, you don't see the difference. still the same, right? Now, in here, you go to the actual W-2. You see it? Do you see it?
Mhm.
Now, in the actual tax return, it matters because state of California, unless you are resident of the state of California, which you are going to be subject to tax on any income in the whole global. If you are the resident of state of California. But in this situation, if you half and half, you may or may not be. So therefore, you will be able to do maximum someone in here to part year resident. That you're gonna get half it for state of California, half it for Texas.
Okay.
So that's how you can get it. Now, when you go this, and you have to identify from in the state,
Mhm.
even there are no tax in here, Texas, they still have an option in here. Okay, now they don't have it. They're not necessarily required to fill it. Okay, so now in here, what state of California is gonna get you is, now, we say it part year, and then we have to come here to tell the state of California, hey, when I become a state of California resident, let's say this way. So now in here, you have to tell them, state of California, when do you become a state of California? Then there is a form you need to fill it out, like there. So you're gonna tell them, tell state of California. So select, let's say, if you're part year resident of state of California. So right now, at this moment, let's say you move from Texas to California. So you are state of California, right? So now you become resident, you become a California resident from Texas, right? No, you become number of day to, you become the day you move, let's say, let's say you exactly half a year you move from Texas. June 30, you move, and then July 1st, you become state of California resident. So you get half of the year you stay in state of California. Now, state of California have a pretty straight rule. To whether or not, let's say, 7 days. Well, depends. Some people have, some people don't. Before, let's say you don't have. Let's say you just move in. Now, in this situation, what's gonna look like? No. Further, still the same. You see the taxable income different? You see it? You see federal and state of California different?
Yes.
That means that 20,000, that 20,000 when you working in state of Texas, it doesn't count in state of California anymore. You see it?
Mhm.
So in this situation, federal, no changes, the same. Now, state of California, you become a part year resident.
Mhm.
In here, obvious, you comes out with federal, but then it tells you total California wages only. You see it?
Mm.
That makes you different. Now, even though this is a further AGI, and they will be an adjustment. Okay. So and then they're going to have ratio. Pretty cool. That's fair, right? So that way, in here, so you're going to get. Do you remember those questionnaire that we asked and answer in there? They also fill in here. You see, like that. You see it? We answer those questions. You see, there was 40K, and for state, for federal. Now, if you are California resident,
Mhm.
you will tax at 40K. Even though you work, if you choose California resident, let's say, for full year, that you'll be all for 40K, but most of people don't in this situation, right?
Mhm.
So that's, am I answer your question?
I think so.
Okay. Any more question for me? Anyone?
So
Did
is
you
it the same? We use the maybe I think too much. When we calculate the retirement, the retirement fee that you can get, is it also is it the same way?
Well, we talk that in the future because this is only class number 2, and then
Okay.
I don't want to scare the people like Brian just new.
Okay.
Okay, you have been learning for the second year and you want to learn more, which is understandable. But we also don't want to scare Samantha and Brian as well as other people who learn the first time. Okay,
Thank
is
you.
it Brian and Samantha? Are you guys okay?
I'm doing good.
You good? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more question for me? Do you guys understand it? Now, whatever Christina just asking, you may or may not understand it. If you understand it, you got it good. If not, in the future, we're gonna have training for that way. Okay. And Christina is asking a good question, but Christina is the second year to learn from me. Okay. So very good. Each and every year pick up, each and every day pick up something. It's good. I was having a bad pen right now. After I teach you guys, the bad pen gone, isn't it? It's good. So I'm going to stop this. Darren, do you guys have any more questions for me?
What's the requirement for a house head?
For what? For head of household?
Yeah.
Or like for yesterday? Okay. Well, the head of household, you have to have a dependence. And then also the dependent, you have to take care of them more than half a year. And you have to fulfill all the requirements, the head of household, all the requirements, which we taught yesterday. Did you go to class yesterday?
Maybe I skip that part.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna highly coordinate this. I have not been and have a chance to upload it and let you guys watch it. Okay. Now here's a cool thing. I suggest you guys to take the prepare classes. Okay. And also so that way you're gonna be learn it simultaneously. It's gonna be good for you. Now Christina is learning, and Connie is studying, right? Connie just get the text prepare classes study right now, right? Connie?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, okay, you guys can group a study group together so that you learn better, you learn more, you're going to be, it's all yours. It won't go away, okay? So I'm happy for you guys. So I don't want to scare you guys more. So that way you, each and every day you learn it. If you have a question, it's good, we answer it. And then sometimes in it, if you have some question, you text it to yourself first or text it to me. So that way, or maybe ask me in a group. Do you remember we have a WeChat group in there? Or you can text me. Okay. Anyone you want? Okay, here's my cell phone number. If you want to, sometimes you need it, you text me. Okay. 415-806-0577. Here's my text. Here's my cell phone. You can text me anytime. Okay. Now we are still need to train more and more people. If you know people who interesting, invite them to come. The training 9 to 10 is open to the public because there's no confidential information. There's no client information in there. Now, besides this training, you could also come to my office to get the internship, or if you are far away from my office, we can talk to you how to alternatively get the hands-on. Okay. People live all over the United States can learn from me. It works well with high tech line now. Okay. I enjoy to teach you guys. So I see you guys tomorrow. So we are gonna do the classes Monday to Thursday. And then I will also teach the same 4-hour classes. It's Saturday afternoon from 3 to 7 in Mandarin, one shot. But it's not gonna be like 4 hours straight. Let's say I told you guys about 45 minutes and then have you guys 15 minutes plus something like that. Okay. So if some of you understand Mandarin, if you want to learn more, you're welcome to be my student in Saturday. Okay. I may not have time to use Cantonese to do the third round because most of the people who speak Cantonese can understand Mandarin. Okay. So with that, I would like to say thank you for everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
You guys
Good
very
night.
good. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.